So, I'm back again for another one take. Yep, this one is more movie centered. But first, what's on the desk? Close the flower moon, it's back there. Sigmund Freud and Dreams. Thomas Pinch, no, Tom Wolfe, such a Kool-Aid test. Thomas Pynchon's Inherent Vice. So you know I've been doing a little bit hippie studying. Then Berserk. So yeah, so it is. So the title of this is what makes my favorite X, which I'm using for movies. I'm using my favorite movies of past time. For a certain time, my favorite movie was Wonder. For probably 2017 to 2020. And then it became Titanic, which it stopped a slight, probably a fourth until 2025. And then it became Blue Velvet. And then it became, which is now is Pride and Prejudice. But I'm slightly cheating because I think it's more Pride and Prejudice before Sunset. Or Annie Hall and Inherent Vice for Pulp Fiction. Or even Blue Velvet on or the day, or even Vertigo and on the day. So it's no definitive favorite movie. But what I mean by miss, though, I remember when I first saw Blue Velvet for the first time ever. It's an entirely, almost life-changing experience. So you see it. I'm not using hyperbole. And you're like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this in my life. This is entirely different than anything I've ever seen before. It's just different. Me and Ames, I would watch it. Come to him, tell him how insane is what, like, it was something that's insanely just something I had never seen before. I'd tell him, he would see it, tell me how insane it was. But, even just discovering Lynch, you see Mulholland Drive. I think I may have seen Mulholland Drive first. I'm not sure. I seen Mulholland Drive March 8th. I seen Blue Velvet in February, so I think it was in Blue Velvet first. It's out insane. It's a life changing Eraserhead. Something like, oh man, I've never seen this before. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. So that time, beginning of last year, I was seeing movies I'd never seen before. No, but something I couldn't. I'm just gonna go through. Beginning of last year. Inside Out 2, whatever. Titanic, Trap, Wicked, these things. This is right here. In the span of 10 days, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, Eraserhead, Vertigo. Let's light. Something you'll never see before. Then I watched Last Breath, 12 Angry Men, Gone with the Wind, Singing in the Rain a couple days after, Perks of Being a Wallflower, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Stagecoach. Then this next month, Annie Hall, which is life changing. I think Annie Hall was my favorite. Blue Velvet, then Annie Hall, and then it came between those. Kill Bill. Rear Window. No, again, I'm saying, I just started seeing movies. I'd never seen anything like it before. Anything like it before at all. And so, it's like you can get a new toy or whatever, you see something. And it's like, oh man, this is different. It's different. And I haven't seen a movie like that in a while. Well, I have. I've seen movies. Recently I've seen Francis Ha, which is amazing. Set It Up, which is hilarious. First Blood, which is fantastic. I've seen fantastic movies. Movies which are like really, really good. I don't think I've seen a movie I was like, oh man, I'm not going to tell everyone. I think Spider-Man 3, which I think a few times. Spider-Man 3 and Evil Dead 2 and Little Woman, Eyes Wide Shut, and one better than another has that. We like, oh man, you're yelling on the street, telling your whole family, telling everyone how fantastic this is. Just because it's amazing. The movies don't like it anymore. Last year, what came out last year? Sinners. I don't know if Sinners is as fundamentally transformative as One Better Than Another. It's fantastic. Both neck and neck, one for 1 and 2. Black Phone 2, fantastic, but I don't think it's transformative. Avatar, visually stunning, but not much more. But and it is very. I actually gave it 4.5 stars. I did love it, but not nothing you would go think about next 5 years later. Smashing Machine, very good, but as before, the same thing. Weapons, it's one of those movies where you're like, oh yeah, I gotta tell people about this. But it's nothing great though. How to Train Your Dragon, it was good, but I mean it's not. Jake Kelly didn't do much for me. Didn't do much for me surprisingly. Superman, fun in theaters, but I mean didn't do much. Wicked Part 2 was supposed to be a banger, and it didn't do much. You know, and this goes into this goes into cinema. You know what makes one better after another so special? First of all, it's a vision. You can look at a movie, you can say, oh, nothing was cut out. This is unabashedly someone's vision, what someone wants, what someone cares about. No, it feels loved, and that's what makes. PTA is one of the last great directors. I mean, they're good directors, but I don't think there have been many recent great directors. No directors like, oh, I think Craig's coming up. Look at PTA, the Safdies. Baumbach, but I think Baumbach isn't really coming up. Baumbach's really been here. Who else? Linklater's been here with Gerwig. I guess Gerwig kind of can count. But I mean, he's all. I mean, but no, I'm not sure Denis Villeneuve counts. But I'm saying we need some new age great directors making great things, and young directors making things. It's like, oh, we want to see it. You want to tell everyone you know, oh man, this is fantastic. I mean, is this something different? Even if it's bad, even if it's a bad movie, you can be like, oh man, you gotta watch this. Like that's what makes Last Jedi so intense. That's what make Last Jedi. But the question is, so do people want those movies? I mean, do people want movies which are polarizing, which aren't comfort, which aren't, which aren't your fast food? Do people want these things like that? Last Jedi, the most riveting Star Wars movie on a thematic level. Oh, probably, maybe. That's a big one. But so riveting. It's so compelling. You know, that's great, dude, because it's polarizing. Even I can say it might be a bad idea to do a movie like that and do it for a Star Wars film. But still, it's so prolific in the way that it takes so many family, takes manipulations, things like that, and it makes it all into a Star Wars. You think of film with people just fighting with lightsabers, and it's so much more than that. You know what I mean? I think it almost does a lot of Revenge of the Sith things been better. But I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith in so long though, so I'm not quite sure. I have to rewatch the prequels. Let's see where it all stands. But last night I also maybe to my bias about Adam Driver. But yeah, this is kind of sort of Blue Velvet review almost. But Blue Velvet is just, oh my god. I mean, it's a time in my life where that bridge between seeing decent movies and seeing movies like I think almost has an Infinity War syndrome, but much better than Infinity War. But it has that thing where you see it and you're like, oh man, is it something different? I mean, Ames was just mind blown. We're just mind blown. Who else on this? I was trying to see someone who's not a big of film with one of my friends who's not that big of film saw it. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone was that big of film that saw it. I saw any movie of that part. Let's check. No, I don't think so. Most I can see that no, because I check and I see Ava watches Psycho and she's not a bigger fan of it. Eustace, who isn't that great a fan of it, it wasn't about that much prolific in movies, watched Vertigo and he gave it a 4 star. So maybe these great movies aren't for some people. Maybe these great movies, maybe people are so, I don't know how you say it. How do you say it? Maybe people, I mean, if Blue Velvet came out, would Blue Velvet be, loved? I mean, my grandma seen watched it as another, and she was like, that's crazy. No, I didn't look. No, I mean, the people really, give this whole niche who thinks it's great, but my grandma seen Blue Velvet come out. I think my grandma's back then, but still, she'd seen Blue Velvet. Didn't care much for it. I mean, it's a strange thing. I do think movies are getting worse. I love movies. I'm a big believer in movies aren't horrible though. A lot of people think movies are horrible. They're not horrible, but they are getting worse though. There's no more Inherent Vices coming out. There's no more better than others coming out. Like PTA didn't. PTA is the greatest director, one of the greatest directors of all time, so he doesn't count for the new age. My God, my brother's practically let a little town that he's coming here to drive. There's no. But Man of Steel is the best super movies of all time, and it's so compelling, so fantastic, and no one likes it. Most people don't like it, and it's so much better than the new Superman, because it's so much more real, it's so much more compelling. No one likes it. People just want action and horror. No, I mean, no one. So I'm saying, Last Jedi and Man of Steel, the two most misunderstood, I guess, hero films there are, because it's so fantastic. Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3. I'm doing a full movie on Spider-Man 3 fits in that Man of Steel, fits in that Last Jedi, where it's in a franchise that people are used to one thing. You change it up, you make something better. Spider-Man 3 is so Raimi. It's so Raimi. Where it's one of the, it's a movie. You see it and you're like, oh, this is a movie. This is something which lies in itself. And it's in its own world. And it's a movie. Some of the things, they're insane. Some things happen in the movie, they're crazy. Don't make much sense. But it's so hilarious. It's so lived in. It's perfect. Evil Dead doesn't make a whole bunch of sense, but it's absurd and amazing. But like, let's go back. There's not been any. I don't see any movie at all which moved me like Punch Drunk Love. Movies, I guess a few movies have, but I mean it's very small. No Black Christmases. No 2001: Space Odyssey. No Clockwork Oranges. No Vertigos. Everything's so politically sensitive, and everything's so. No Terminator 2s. No Graduates, which I think set it up. I mean, I had one of the most clever scripts I've read in a while. Isn't that funny? I mean, nothing like Rosemary's Baby anymore. No, I'm just saying. I'm not here to go tell everyone that movies are horrible, movies are not as good. The movies are fading. The industry is fading. And people have to make something, make their own vision, not just make. Even books. All everyone wants to read now. Every woman wants to read is Sarah J. Maas or whatever romance. What is it? I'm slow. Ramus. How do you say it? What is it? Romance fantasy. What is that called? Like romance fantasy? I don't know. I think Twilight. You know the truth? Romantic. The truth is. What is it called? I know what. Hunger Games, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, and Twilight, and ruined readers. They ruined readers. Look, I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is fantastic. It's beautiful, fantastic. Percy Jackson's pretty bad, but Harry Potter's fantastic. But it ruined readers because people they get to. I grew up, and I did. Dr. Seuss, Darwin won't be kid. Harry Potter, Stephen King, McCarthy, the Pynchons, Foster Wallaces, the Fords, things like that. Most people getting Harry Potter. They get this going Harry Potter, then Percy Jackson, and then they're doing the same genre, saying the same genre, and people aren't learning anything. They're not learning anything. They're being the same old. They're being the same old books. It's fast food. It's tasty, but it doesn't change. And so, yeah. I guess that's it. Spider-Man 3 review will be out sometime. hopefully I can get used to this, so I actually edit it and actually help me. Oh yeah, I seen him last weekend, but we didn't do a video. We should have, but yeah. Or I might do a hippie essay. I've done that essay before, but I've done a video, so I'm doing it.